Islam. Got it there. Islam. I am Brother Hasan Bey. All rights reserved. Yay, yay. You already know. It is Sunday, right? Of course, AstroCivics Sunday is going down again. I got my magnificent bros with me, of course. He is.
Namaste, Islam, y'all. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at Northwest of Maxim. How are you? Let's get it, bro. It's gonna be a brief one, but we're gonna make sure we hit the points today for did ye consent, right? Tell them what we're going through, bro. If I remember, yeah. It's on you, bro. Tell them what we about to knock on out.
Did ye consent? Okay, so for sure, we're about to actually probably pull up a wheel here in a second, right? An astrological
I can do that
wheel.
first. Yeah, I can definitely do that first.
So we kind of just like set the tone by looking at the energies, and I guess give a quick testimony to set the tone for this presentation. And for sure, I did want to, if we got time, right? I wanted to touch on 14th Amendment, right? 14th Amendment. But we were going to look at, I think you said Constitution, I believe, or maybe some statutes with regards to a particular state.
Yeah, the last presentation we did, AstroCivics Sunday, what was that, 16? I got to change the title because that was 16. This is 17 now. So, guys, I will amend the title. It's going to say AstroCivics Sunday 17 when I go to amend it. I'm thinking they was asking about, look at Louisiana State Republic. And I'm like, okay, we're going to look at Louisiana and we're going to knock that out. I'm going to get my charger, bro, but you do your thing. I'll be right back and then we're going to go in on this. I thought I brought my charger in here. Let me go get the charger.
Indeed. Oh. All right. So what do we see here? Interesting. All right. See Moon and Scorpio in the 4th house, right?
All right, I'm back. What you say, bro, about the 4th and 5th house?
I see Moon and Scorpio in the 4th house, right?
The 4th house. The moon is in Scorpio in the 4th house. Looky. I'm having a lunar return.
Right. See, Saturn, Aquarius 8th. Mars and Gemini in the 11th.
Yep. It's funny because it's a expositorship that the moon is under, even though I was in Scorpio right now. It does its best at 19 degrees, Luna. Where's Venus? Because that's what's ruling over.
Venus is in the 9th house in Pisces at 20 degrees, 46 minutes.
Looky, Astro Cookie, just 6 degrees and 14 minutes away from its exaltation degree, even though it's in its sign pertaining to its exaltation. She is actually ruling over the 4th house while mastering the 4th house is Mercury, right? So very interestingly, as we're looking at this, Mercury is, of course, in Aquarius. Mercury does really well in Aquarius, by the way, right? After coming off of its conjunction with Pluto, right? What I'm actually seeing here, though, with looking at Mercury in a house that Venus is really great in, while being under the rulership of Saturn and mastered by that Mars there in Gemini. Mars is under, look, Mars is under Venus's mastership, while under Venus's rulership also. So Venus is looking pretty strong. However, it looks like Venus and Mars are in mutual reception by turn. So what does that mean? What it just looks like even for the moon right now is like the people are really looking for the balance and justice. Right? I just got on the phone with one of my brothers. Shout out to Musa, Musa Bey, right? Shout out to you, bro, because he even called me just basically reflecting on some things that he's recognizing in certain United States codes in his studies. And I just think it's really great. So it just really shows that when it comes to law and contracts, the people, right? The people are actually the moon. The moon is actually the people, right? It's all the people come from mother, all the people come from the womb, right? So the people are going to realize things that actually stem from their past, their childhood, maybe even a past life. There's a dominating effect that really pertains to not only how they need to isolate some things that they're having higher learning unrevelations about, however, going to be able to need to actively communicate some things to different groups around them. And they're going to be doing a lot of studying online. A lot of people are really studying, I think, now more than anything. And I'm going to quote my bro. He was like, yeah, bro, I think we need to really be paying attention more to that fine print in these contracts before we just run out here and just do things, you know what I mean, just for gratification. And just that statement alone really speaks even to this placement right here with Luna there being under that masterful rulership pertaining to, masterful, I guess you could say secondary rulership, but it's really primary because the master of the chart is the terms, even though under the rulership of Venus, Mercury there is really allowing how we are relating and really making some transformations in our thinking and relating, while also having Saturn, right, being still dominant in within the astrological area in the eighth, really mastering over Cancer, right? As far as the moon's rulership for Cancer. So while the moon is in this bit of a web with Saturn, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, what we can actually see what's going to happen here is that a lot of people are really going to be having a change of heart. A lot of people are really going to be having a change of mindset because the brothers that are active, right? Brothers, Gemini, active, Mars on the internet. Yeah, that's 7 he'll start, right? And let's just be honest, like you it's much better to study along with us than to be an ashy emperor, right? Because there are some
the emperor is ashy, then all the people are ashy because the emperor implies a collective, not a singular being.
Exactly, man. Like you got these ashy emperors calling themselves Ali, missing their bay. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, stop it. You're an idiot. Anyway, yeah, man, I just wanted to really just look at this. Like collectively, the people are really going to find some balance in their communications and their thinking. They're really going to be able to really isolate the activity that is necessary for them to institute the way they need to really move forward and really expand their mindset and the ideals that may be painful at first, but you can take that wounded healing and really learn the best that you need to so that you can be able to really bring the values out in how you're going to begin communicating collectively. All righty. And be very active in doing so. So with that being said, I guess I could yield here on that, bro. And
yeah, let me ask you your wisdom real quick.
Go right ahead.
I just wanted to point out Jupiter, 8 degrees in Aries, 23 minutes. The ninth house is kind of like the effect to the cause of study yourself, right? Because when you study yourself, then you can, that's the cause, right? And the effect would be, right, expansion of self, higher self knowledge, basically knowledge of self. So yeah, I just wanted to.
No, that's actually a very excellent wisdom shed on that, bro. It definitely is that, because especially because Jupiter does have accidental dignity in the ninth, so it would behoove people to just kind of calm down their envy, because I know, like, right, 7 he'll start, right? I am my bros. We have and always have been sharing information and knowledge that usually just makes people go. Like, I know, because we're some, and I'm saying this confidently, right? We're some pretty handsome brothers, right? And not only that, we actually are highly intelligent as far as how we observe that which was put before us by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Charles Mosley Day, the information shared by other elders. And what we have done is not just sat and believed anything that was shared with us. We actually analyzed accordingly. And in doing so, it just has a lot of people, instead of just asking to come and study with us and really just respecting the energy that it is that we bring, a lot of people try to do the Me Too culture thing, and they try to, show how much better at something they are than at us. And all we got to do is sit there and just really analyze their speech, analyze their posts on their social media, and we immediately get a clear picture that most people are just they're talking from their buttocks. Pause. They just really are. It's just like, hey man, you're just a shit talker.
You're just somebody that wants to clap back.
Literally.
Kind of clap back, man. Keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah,
And at
it's
least
like,
if you're gonna,
go ahead.
if one is in disagreement on what the law is, I'm pretty sure wise men can have a sit down and look at the law, and we can be like, okay, you're wrong or you're right, because all law is specific, period. So, and like me, my thing is, after seeing something so many times, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times I'm always minding my business, right? And just keep seeing things, keep seeing it. Once you see something so many times, you gotta kind of like, it kind of like I was just like, the spirit was moved to inquire on the thinking behind, the promotion being done. And it's like, are you saying this because of this? Because if that's not what it is, then it looks like you're trying to confuse the masses, is what it appears to be. You know what I mean? You're out here telling people that they're something that's defined under a federal statute, and the first thing it says is a person, right? And we already know Moorish American nationals are not statutory persons. So there's no way we can be anything under a federal statute that begins with a person. So some beings seem to think that that's where it's at for the movement, but that's a misconception.
Yeah, man. That's why I was like, and within this next hour, I trust that we could do maybe like a half an hour of looking through Louisiana state republic statutes, even looking at maybe some like the Constitution, just on a certain couple points. Looking at their state constitution, looking at their statutes, looking at even their municipal. I want to look at the municipal code for a particular area, particular corporation termed Kennar, right? Some people say Kenner. So I think it's Kennar, right? And just kind of look at, see what county that is. And we're just going to do it impromptu style, right? So to add to my brother's wisdom, guys, you already know we're spearheading this thing, right? We're already inspiring most of you, and I'm not saying that arrogantly. Most of you guys are looking for some package to transact for, find some Moorish superhero to try to be up under, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, all we have been doing and all we do is bring forward that which we've gotten from rvbaypublications.com, right? And again, we're not being compensated to mention or tell you people to go to RV Bay, right? We're just giving our experience, and we're doing that freely, where you get a lot of the what. Me, I got a lot of how out of it too. However, I'm a critical thinker. My bros are critical thinkers, right? However, a lot of people also want to, be around people that exercise enforcing the Constitution. So we tell you guys, go to the jurisprudence gym. No, it's not particularly a Moorish American platform. However, this is where Moorish Americans can go, be Moorish coming, be Moorish American going in, be Moorish American coming out, right? So that you can be able to see that right now, really, Seven Hill Star is showing you that RV Bay Publications and Lawful Living is really, that's it. If you want to add a trifecta to it, Seven Hill Star.com, rvbaypublications.com, lawfulliving.com, and sevenhillstar.com. At this point, that's all you need. Seriously, because you'll get everything you need about Prophet Noble Jurali and Charles Mosley Bay from RV Bay Publications, even the writs that are there. You see what I'm saying? You'll get further comprehension of how to move with those writs and things that when you go to and deal with the concepts shared at Lawful Living, even though you're going to have to keep your Moorish mindset. All right, so that you don't denationalize yourself even in conceptualizing these concepts for your corrective thinking. And then Seven Hill Star, we do AstroCivics. And really, at the end of the day, we're just expanding the information and knowledge. We're really being Jupiterian with this, right? And it's funny because Jupiter in Sanskrit is guru, in the Hindi is guru. But we're not being gurus in the sense of the negative connotation gurus. We're being guru in the sense where we're actually showing and expanding which is necessary. And then we're telling you to challenge what it is that we're putting out. But guess what? guess what we're not doing? We're not getting in your purse or your pussy. So can't really be mad at us, because all you can do now is just be like, damn, man, them brothers is correct. So with that, I yield the floor, man. Let's be done with this by it's 3:38 Eastern, right? 15:38 Eastern. Let's be complete by 4:40, right? So I'm gonna stop the screen share on this one. I already have screen share ready on my Chromebook over here, right? So let me hit the stop screen share there, and let's just type this in. If I want to do maybe 30 minutes of this and then give Brother Aura the screen share to do 30 minutes on the 14th minute, because bro's gonna go in. I'm trying to tell you, man, but y'all already know how this is gonna go. But I'm guessing also, let me just share this out too, right? Let me take the next minute to actually share this out so everybody can get their hands on it, all right? So I'm going to share it to the Jurisprudence Gym real quick. Tell them to join us. Anything you want to add, bro, as far as how we about to go in on this? Because you already know we kind of have our own little like protocol and way of like just going checking any so-called state republics or state of whatever the spot is, state of corporations, statutes, codes, and policies, or whatever. You know what I mean? Is there anything you want to add, bro?
Not yet. You know, I'll definitely chime in if I think of some. So far,
Indeed.
everything we're right on now, and yeah, I might even bring up, if we have time, the letter from George Washington to the Sultan of Morocco, because I wanted to point out a few things in that as well.
Oh yeah, that's love, right? That's mega love, because like you said, every time we study our elementary lessons from RV Bay Publications, man, it just always hit different, like all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I concur with that. I sincerely concur. You know what I mean? So,
oh, okay. Did you know that if you go to Google Maps and you type in Casablanca, 1600 Pennsylvania Ave pops up?
Because Casa is house and Blanca is white, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quote unquote, right?
Yeah, bro.
So it's
like the first. It's funny because it's the first option that pops up. I don't know if it's because it thinks I'm closest to so-called United States. I wonder if I was near the Kingdom of Morocco, would that Casablanca pop up first in Google Maps? Who knows? But I just thought it was interesting.
You already know how that IP address shit kind of like works or whatever, bro. So yeah, that's kind of what it is and what happens or whatever. So, all right, let me make sure I come back here and share that in the group so we can share it to Facebook accordingly. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, let me go and do that and grab that link from there. All right.
By the way,
I guess I can share too in the Jurisprudence Gym. I can share the our Zoom link. Want to join via Zoom and paste. All right, so there we go there, guys. We're just sharing this out. We thank you all for your patience in advance. Making sure we're helping you to avoid ashy emperors.
There's also there's also a Casablanca. There's a place called Casablanca in North Carolina as well.
Interessante. All right. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. Yeah. That's really cool, bro.
That was very interesting because I was thinking about Noble Drew Ali.
Islam.
Manifesting near there.
Islam, man. Like it's always very interesting to see, like, seriously, bro, like what things be, what they aren't, or whatever. All righty, who is that we got with us there? Oh, it's okay, Brother Slim Irvin. There you go, bro. What a dooski. All righty. Oh, okay, I didn't even know I clicked there. That's interesting. So let me double check. Okay, I did send it there. Let me make sure, Slim, I also send that. Let's hit copy there. All right. Are you traveling, bro? Was you traveling in your fez, bro? You out there on the road in your fez? I respect that. Was that a fez I saw, bro? Or is that just the background? I was about to say, hold up, man. Oh, man. Let me make sure I put that out there to them too. Also, paste. Right. All right. So let's check this out, man. Let's just go straight on in. I'm just gonna type Louis. Right? Hold on, yo. Let me backspace. Louisiana statutes. I'm gonna keep it very simple and show, just what I'm thinking, how I'm thinking, right? Oh, brother Slim, we can't hear you. You got to connect your audio. All righty, iPhone. Who's iPhoning today? Who that is? That's just me on my iPhone. Who that is? That's just me on my iPhone. Glad you guys are joining us. Can't see because your camera's a little fuzzy. You might have to go and wipey wipe.
You can hear me before you see me. You can hear me before you see me.
Yeah, I know, right? It says Empress Royal. Okay, don't know who that is, but I'm pretty sure they're all from Lawful Living, right? So it's all good, right? I'm familiar with Slim Herman. He usually participates in the chat or whatever. All right, let's just get this going. Louisiana laws, table of contents, www.legis.la.gov. Hey, looks like I found what I was looking for. So I guess I'll click on this, right? Click, right? Let's find these contents. Let's go and find these fucking contents, these contents. Oh, that's so easy. Look, I didn't even go to like college for legislation and shit, and I know how to already check out statutes. That's so cool, right? Look how great that is, Empress Royal, what are you on Lawful Living? Well, this is something I'm trying to think if I know where you are, what your handle is.
I'm Ra's friend.
Oh,
yes. I hop in Malika's Zooms from time to time. So I just seen the link, and we were actually on the telephone together. And she was like, "Oh, we were actually reading one of your documents, and you popped in on the live, and we were like, oh, might as well hop in and see what the brother's speaking about tonight."
All righty, cool. Oh, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. And share it out to your loved ones because we're also live on YouTube, but we do allow everyone to kind of check in if they want. So, yeah, here comes Mary. She's coming in from near
It's a party.
Yeah, I know, right? So let's get it going. Okay, so we're looking at Louisiana, right? State legislature, general provisions, guys. Like Malika suggests, and I am in full agreement. You don't even have to really go past, you know what I mean? You don't even have to go past the definition, scope, and applicability. You really don't even have to go past that. You know what I mean? So let's check the general provisions, right? Why are we checking the general provisions? Because we want to know, did ye consent? Right. So since last Sunday, right, on AstroCivics Sunday, that was 16. This is 17. So I know there's a typographical error that I put there. So I'm going to make sure I clear that up, right? I'm going to clear up that typographical error. So what we're going to do today, right, we're going to analyze this. Why are we analyzing Louisiana, near Louisiana State Republic? Because it was a request last Sunday. So it's like, cool, let's see. I mean, I'm not near there. However, let's check it. And I think particularly I'm going to look for what county the Kenner Corporation is within technically or whatever, or how it's registered or, and I just want to see that because, not too long ago, I had visited near the Kenner Corporation and New Orleans corporations. I actually, checked that out. It seemed pretty chill. It was really warm too. It was still like 70 degrees. I'm like, wow. So general provisions. Let's see what's under general provisions. Okay, so it says RS, so they must be revised statutes. Because look, it says it right there. RS 1:1, right? There's a colon, not necessarily a point, right? It says revised statutes. So these are revised statutes of Louisiana revised statutes. So would this be LRSs, right? These are the LRSs, right? All right. So how is it cited? Okay, let's see. How do you cite these things? Revised statutes, how cited? This act shall be known as the Louisiana. I was right. It's the LRSs, the Louisiana Revised Statutes. Wow. How is it that I know that and I didn't go to Revised Statute College? That's interesting, right? Because this is how easy this shit is, actually, guys. All right. All jokes aside, Like you need to, wherever state corporation you're near, type in that state and type in the word statutes or whatever state corporation is near you, actually, in a file cabinet some fucking where. Make sure you go and look at that and look at these simple things that we're looking at, right? All right, statutes of 1950 and shall be cited as R.S. Right, followed by the number of the title and the number of the section in the title, separated by a colon, separated by a butt, an ass. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, it just seems like it doesn't already apply to you already, right? Because we're not dealing with asshole stuff here, right? Unless you have, contracted, to be a donkey or an elephant, I guess, right? Isn't that the two parties? Anyway, section 1 of the title 20 shall be cited as 20:1. So look at that, right? So amazing. So anyway, let me hit the back button on that. Oh, okay, no, I don't have to hit the back button. It's like, hold on, let me click over here. Oh, cool. So it's going to open up a new window every time I click. So let me just exit out of that one. Revised statutes, not retroactive. Whoa, what does that mean? It obviously means, let me think before I even click on it. What I think it means is something now cannot be applied for then. There's no nunc pro tuncness going on, right? Because nunc pro tunc is now for then. So no retroactivity? What is that? No section of the revised statutes is retroactive unless it is expressly so stated. Okay, so it's like you can't travel back in time with these statutes unless it says, hey, you can travel back in time with this statute. Words and phrases, how construed? Okay, there we go. Right? Words and phrases, how construed? Words and phrases shall be read with their context and shall be construed according to the common and approved usage of the language. Technical words and phrases and such others may have acquired a peculiar and an appropriate meaning in the law, shall be construed and understood according to such peculiar and appropriate meaning. So in other words, if they twist that shit, you gotta comprehend it as it's being twisted, basically. That's what I'm hearing right there. Because it has a peculiar type of situation to it, right? Just stupid. Anyway, the word shall, quote unquote, is mandatory, and the word may, quote unquote, is permissive. Look at that. So shall in their statutes is considered mandatory. We don't know. Shall and may be something different in near another state. You know what I mean? But this is the type of shit you guys need to know, just in case some fucking, who knows, some state agency wants to be like, you have to do this. And you got to like, tweak, foul on the play, right? And be like, hold on, did I consent to this? Because it sounds like you're trying to treat me like a statutory person and I didn't fucking consent. And, it's like, hey, here's a question. It's a few mothers here. Can anybody have sex with you without your consent, mothers? I'm listening. I'm not asking like to have sex with you. That's not what I'm doing. That's improper. I'm asking, can anyone do that without your consent? I'm listening.
Hell no.
Okay, just want to make sure.
And then hold on. And then if you do consent, and anytime during the actions you withdraw consent, can the other party continue?
Hell no.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. So that means get the fuck up off me, motherfucker. Like, right?
You ain't my daddy or my mama.
and even so, mommy and daddy shouldn't be trying to fuck you either. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Seriously. All right. So let's do this, right? So mandatory is shall is mandatory and permissive. That's interesting. It's saying it's permissive, right? And I remember Malika spoke on that. Like, if something is opposite of mandatory, I was, what I mean? She's like, it's permissive. So if that's the case, it's like, you basically can do it whether you want to or not. Something that's mandatory is like, you need to do it. Something that's permissive is like, you can choose whether to do it or not. That's what I'm getting from this. Period. Right?
I can throw it in the trash.
Say that again.
I can throw it in the trash.
Basically, that's what it's saying to me. Like, you know what I mean? And even if something is mandatory and it says shall, that's only mandatory for the statutory agents that actually have a contract, oath of office, and an autograph certified statement in agreement to use their property, which is their time and their rights and their, labor, so to speak, using more than 50% of that to perform functions of public office. You know what functions of public office is called? Trade or business. So if you're not an agent that has a contract and oath of office and an autograph certified statement that says that you agree to be doing that, that sounds like 3 knocks in the head, right? First knock, I must have a contract. Second knock, I must have an oath of office. Third knock must be a separate autograph certified statement that says, I know that I'm being a fucking statutory agent and I consent to be reprimanded and taken to court and sued appropriately by me saying, yes, I'm a statutory agent. You guys don't have that. People shouldn't be writing you tickets. People shouldn't be talking about your child support. None of that shit at all. Because in order to really be focused on child support is only for, like Malika had brought to the forefront and we've researched, it's for foster parents. If you're not a licensed foster parent licensed by the state, which means the governor is approving that shit, you shouldn't be dealing with child support. Was child support there when you was like helping to make that baby? Were they like in the corner like, yeah, pull her hair, choke her a little bit, slap that ass? No, they weren't. So why are they going to be doing that? Why are they going to be doing that when there's the product they're from? Right? Can't do it. So anyway, let me get out of this.
When they do that, they are basically operating as if they have the right to administer either your rights. They're presuming your child is their property, or they're presuming your rights is their property, and they're trying to administer that. So it has to be cleared up. Like, what is the basis for you believing that one is subject to anything you're talking about? And I'm going to show you what the basis is for you to get hung.
Correct.
As our great brother said, what color noose?
Yeah, what color noose do you want to be hung in for treason? Yeah, that's a really great question. Another really great question is, according to who's thinking? Like, you got to do this, you got to do that. You shall, because shall is mandatory near the Louisiana State Republic. You shall do this, and then you got to go according to who's thinking. What do you mean? Stop being smart. No, we're not being hurtful at all, because smart is to hurt. We're not doing that. What we're actually questioning is, did I consent to be fucked? Oh, I didn't consent to be fucked. Okay, cool. So you need to leave me the fuck alone.
And we're joking. Such great patience. Such great patience.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this is what we're studying to have so that we can be able to, like Prophet Noble Drew said, speak in an intelligent tone. Right? I know we're joking here online when we go into the different Zooms, especially with Malika. We say all kinds of, funny things, comedic things. However, we know we're using that as a means to fuel our competent and intelligent tone correspondence to beings that are actually the only ones held to statutory actions, not us. At the fuck all. You know what I mean? So interestingly, there's a few of these that we could check and we could look at, right? Because they're telling you unambiguous wording, not to be disregarded. Like, what? What is that? Okay, I'll look at that. And I'll just keep hitting this next button here since it's a separate window. When the wording of a section is clear and free of ambiguity, which means it just doesn't seem vague or some shit, right?
Doesn't have multiple meanings.
Yeah, basically, right? Or it's we can really look up the word ambiguity though. Like,
yeah,
okay.
it's like ambiguity. Ambiguity is when a thing has like multiple meanings. That's my comprehension.
Well, and sometimes ambiguity is like it's right there in front of your fucking face, sort of, kind of like. But let's see. It might be like,
I think it might imply also vagueness due to the fact of multiple understandings of the.
Correct. Okay, ambiguity. You want to read, bro?
Yes. Ambiguity, noun, circa 1400. Right. Quote, uncertainty, doubt, indecision, hesitation. From Old French, ambiguity, and directly from Latin, ambiguitatem. Nominative, ambiguitas, double meaning, equivocalness, double sense, Noun of state from ambiguous, having double meaning, doubtful. See ambiguous. The meaning, quote, obscurity in description, end quote, is from early 15th century.
Correct. So that, the reason why I say it's something that's kind of like right in front of your face, the reason why I'm looking at it like that is because ambiguity would show that it's not clear, and something that's not clear, you know what I mean? It's like, I can see that. You know, I can see that ambiguity, right? But actually, ambiguity then would be a result. Like seeing it being right in front of your face, that's actually a result from observing ambiguity. So I stand corrected there, right? It says see ambiguous. All right, okay. Let's put
that's
that
a double meaning right there, right?
It's like double entendre, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I yield, bro.
Ambiguous is an adjective, quote, of doubtful or uncertain nature, open to various interpretations, right? That's that, multiple meanings. 1520s, from Latin ambiguous, having double meaning, shifting, changeable, doubtful. An adjective derived from ambiguere, quote, to dispute about, contend, debate, end quote, literally to wander, go about, go around, quote, figuratively, hesitate, waver, be in doubt, and quote, from ambi, which is about, right, quote unquote, from Proto-Indo-European root ambi, around, plus a gear, quote, drive, lead, act, and quote, from Proto-Indo-European root ag, to drive, draw out, or forth, move, end quote. The English word is first attested in Sir Thomas Moore, 1528. Related ambiguity dates to circa 1400, right? So around,
Yeah.
right? Related ambiguously, ambiguousness.
So technically, like ambi, deals with like walking around or walking about. Ambi would be like your pencil making a perfect circle on your compass when the leg of the compass that actually is the stator portion or the pointed portion, right? The stable leg, so that you can be able to go around the point like a parable from Jesus, right? Even though the point is clearly the foundation on fulcrum upon which the circle can be drawn, right? So that's kind of how I look at that. Ambi also being a root to like ambulance, right? Circumambulations, like they do near Saudi Arabia when they go around the Kaaba, right? Which is representative of the planets going around the sun, right? Ambulations. All right, so let's go here, right? So when the wording of a section is clear and free of ambiguity, the letter of it shall be disregarded under the pretext of pursuing its what? What does that last word say?
Breath.
What?
Breath.
Yo, we do not separate politics and spirituality. Like, did we just read that in the Guyana Shagoa?
Yeah, I was actually reading that yesterday. I got to like 20 because I was looking at other things. But number 19 talks about removing them from the office. I like number 19.
Yeah. That's what I said, bro. Like, yo, everything stems from Guyana Shagoa, which we just went over on Friday. So you guys want to go back and look at what we did Friday, go and check it out. We're not playing here. We're not dealing with beliefs. We don't care about someone who has a consecrated talisman book speaking Latin. That's cool. It's great. Thank you. But we're not letting Uriel Bey's documents gas us. All right. We're not being ashy emperors. All righty. We're not doing any of that stuff. We can see it. We can comprehend it. However, the people still need to know what's even the foundation of that. Your Zodiac Constitution and your Guyana Shagoa. Period. All that other stuff is unfucking necessary. unless you know how to utilize it and move about with it, you know? So let me hit the next button here and let's just go, what's next? View next, right? So this is 1.5, right? Clerical and typographical errors in the revised statutes shall, well, that's mandatory, right? Shall's mandatory. I'm glad we learned that. Yeah, we know what shall means for the Louisiana statutes. Okay, Louisiana revised statutes, pardon me. Shall be disregarded. Say that again. Oh, she went out. She'll come back. That was Samir, right? It's mandatory that they be disregarded when the meaning of the legislature is clear. Legislature? Okay. Sounds like some other shit that the people that have this Louisiana corporation near them don't have to abide by.
That just reminded me of another section of Guyana-Shigoa that says that the third, because it says the Mohawks are divided into like 3 groups, and the third one was the one that basically is like the courts that basically decide situations between the first 2 parties, and they were like the third. And I was like, wow, that's interesting, because I was just telling the bros that the judicial department is like the balance between the executive and the legislative. And then when I'm reading Guyana-Shigoa, I'm seeing similarities there.
Because there wouldn't be any of these constitutions or treaties if it wasn't for the great law of peace. It's not the great law of war. It's a great law of peace.
That's la gran ley de paz. You got to say it in Moorish Latin, bro, because that's the real, that's our ancestors' language.
Say it again, bro. Please say it again.
Oh, wait, what we were saying, the great law, la ley, let me see what's
la ley
great. I want to make sure I'm saying great right.
Excelente, because you got Moors out here that swear you up and down. You need to say it. You need to speak Sanskrit. It's like, that's cool and all, and I'm not knocking that. I'm for all speaking, because all the languages are ours to utilize. However, the only reason certain people say that shit is because they're still solving their sums. They still have psychological issues that they're really dealing with and trying to really grasp these concepts. La ley grande.
La ley excelente.
La ley excelente
de paz.
La ley excelente de paz. All right, cool. I hope that meets the approval of those
ashy emperors. Of those ashy emperors.
Yeah, ashy emperors. Stop it. All right, so let's continue, right? Because I saw one I really can't wait to read. Says something about persons. Conflict in expression of figures and words. Whenever there is a conflict between a number expressed both by figures and written words, the latter, which means what okay, let's make sure we get latter and former. Former means before, latter is after. Okay, so whatever comes after shall prevail unless such word obviously are contrary to the legislative intent. So they're already making provisions, right? Right? Above, visions, right? They're already making provisions about, hey, look, if we fucked up in this shit, this is what you got to do in case we fucked up. Are you serious? Okay. All right. That just goes to show it's man-made as fuck.
And that the legislative intent is has a final say-so with regard to the statutes. That's what they're making it seem like as far as that particular statute.
Which means that maybe we should only just look at the legislative intent.
at least first, right?
I mean, yeah, technically, like, okay, like, you want to do that now? Let's see if we can find that now. We'll come back to that. Where's the legislative intent? Is it here?
It should be in the general provisions.
It should be, shouldn't it? Right? Let's click 1, general provisions. It's just saying this is the title. This is what we're called. That's it. Like, it's not showing that. And I pretty much already knew that. right? Are we seeing anything that's talking about legislative intent? Let's scroll down. I'm not seeing legislative intent. Oh, my nationality, American Day. Look at that. Anyway, continuing. Oh, wow. And then 2 after that, Juneteenth Day. Stop it.
Jesus.
Stop that. Please stop it. Where's the legislative intent? That will be very interesting.
Sometimes they don't. Yeah, sometimes you will have to look at the source, and it's not just right in there.
We're here at the table of contents. So, let's just go on over here. Let's see. They got the look, the Louisiana Constitution. Oh boy, can I click on that? Yeah. Oh, Declaration of Rights. Looky, Astro Cookie. Look at what's after Article 1. Okay, this is the Constitution. We the people of Louisiana. Do you know that when they say we the people, it's still not even technically, this is according to my studies thus far. It's not even technically talking about the sentient beings, because the people of Louisiana would be the General Assembly. Even the General Assembly that was there at that time. What'd you say, bro?
The churchgoers.
Yeah, the church members, the churchgoers, right? Because Assemblea in Moorish Latin is church, just like Iglesia is church, right?
They say as far as like holidays or holy days and stuff, they'll say, do you observe this day or whatever? You know what I mean? It's like, bro, I don't observe the whole General Assembly. Like, what are you talking about?
We the people of Louisiana grateful to Almighty to call upon, because we know God etymologically denotes to call upon, right? Which means you have your own self-determination still, almighty self-determination, right? Jesus, oh Jesus. Right, anyway, for the civil, political, economic, and religious liberties we enjoy and desiring to protect individual rights to life, individual rights to life, liberty, and property. That sounds like the original, because that life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness wasn't what it said at first. It said life, liberty, and property. I do remember that.
Yeah, and happiness is a internal feeling. Like, how are you chasing something that's within you? Like, where are you chasing it at? Like, that's actually something that occurs within the being, not outside.
Exactly. You're pursuing that happiness. It don't even say a pursuit of property.
They might as well put pursuit of desires, because anything you seeking outside of yourself is pretty much a desire.
That's why I think it would be pretty important for you guys to watch the movie Fahrenheit 451. I think it's streaming on Amazon Prime, and see how a lot of stuff, like they said Benjamin Franklin is the first fireman of our time. I said, yo, this is a movie about rewriting, like reconstruction and reconstructing the history and the documents from back then. And in Fahrenheit 451, it's like illegal to read and write. You guys need to watch that shit, especially those of you that are studying, like we're studying. Fahrenheit 451. It's got Michael Bay Jordan. I always say Michael Bay Jordan, because I think when people got like the middle initial, like Michael B. Jordan and Samuel L. Jackson, it's like, stop it. You're saying exactly what you're about without trying to, it's like, no, I still got to have a contracted European name at the end of it. It's got to say Jackson or Jordan. It's like, stop it. Stop it. Because we
clinging on to the N on Jackson.
Basically,
what are you doing hanging from there? I'm just clinging to the names and principles that delude to slavery.
Like, what the
then they fall for the first time.
All right, let's do this, because I know I gotta stop. And I want to give up my, do my half an hour real quick, so you can go in on the 14th Amendment. But we just want to show this is how you guys actually go through these things, right? Because the statutes are actually based on the state constitution. So the state statutes are based on the state constitution, because what they're doing public acts within their General Assembly to turn into statutes. However, it's all predicated upon the foundation, which is their state constitution, which is predicated upon the federal constitution, as they call it. But we also know it's the North American Republic Constitution for the United States for America, which is actually the 5th document out of the 5 constitutions that are there, and any treaties they're from. or therefore. However, remember, all stem from Zodiac Constitution and Guyana Shagoa. Zodiac Constitution and the Great Law of Peace. So it's like we're looking at some trickle down shit here. All righty. But we know that sometimes some people can't think how we're moving. Like the way we move in our minds is like that part of the Matrix when Trinity was like, how did you do that? Talking to Neo. And he was like, what? She was like, you move like the agents. You move like them when he was dodging the bullets. That's how we're moving. That's how we move in our mind with this shit. And any of us that are really sincere, that are real sincere students of Moor's Heritage and History School, or those of us that also go to Lawful Living, that's how we move when we really comprehend this shit. We're like Neo dodging bullets in the Matrix. No bullshit. Because these people, like Brother Todd say, they're shooting situations at you. Like, and that's what you got to do. You got to dodge these fucking situations by using their own rules to keep them within the bounds of their fuck shit. Right? Because they're a programmed agent, and their program is the statutes under which they are contracted, sworn an oath, and have a certified statement. At least they should have an autographed certified statement. Life, liberty, and property afford opportunity. Opportunity means like an open door for the fullest development of the individual. That sounds like individual just sounds so like 5 USC 552A. And every time I see individual, I either think that or sole proprietorship. Every time I see individual, I would much rather see sentient being. And then, you know, they're not going to put sentient being in this motherfucker because the sentient beings are not contracted to be the people of any state, technically speaking, right? Assure equality of rights. How are you going to assure some shit that's already given by nature? What you going to do? You like, you know what, nature, I got your back. I'm going to be the deputy of nature and make sure. I'm going to be nature's deputy. Of rights, promote the health, safety, education, and welfare of the people. Okay, so you're looking out for your own crew. You know, okay, cool, got you. Maintain a representative and orderly government. Who are you representing? Ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, and secure the blood sacrifices, because blessing is blood sacrifice. That's why we say blessings. Blessings is blood sacrifice, which means we're going to secure the bloodshed pertaining to freedom and justice. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's, you guys don't believe me? Check out. Okay, you think I'm joking with that blessing shit? Okay, let's just do it. I ain't gonna fuck around. I'll show you. It's not a fucking game. Let's look up the word bless. Right? Let's just do it. Let's look up bless. Right? You tell me you want to keep telling somebody have a blessed day. Like,
no, sir. Not trying to be less.
Like, what you want? You trying to make me bleed, motherfucker? Like, you're right, exactly. Because if I'm blessed or being less, that means that you're making sure I have less life when I'm clearly more, right? You want to read, bro? Or anyone else want to read?
Bless, verb, Middle English, blessing, from Old English, bletsin, blessing, North, let me see, Northumbrian.
Yeah, Northumbrian. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Northumbrian. Blodicin, to consecrate by a religious rite, make holy, give thanks. From
how do you do that? By shedding blood? That sounds very sacrificial. But go ahead.
Exactly. Blood is in hallow with blood.
Stop it. Hallowed be thy name. With
okay.
blood?
With blood.
I don't know. Don't tell me you have a blessed day. I'm gonna think you want to fight or some shit. Like,
okay. What you saying? You want my blood?
Mark with blood? Hey man, don't you do that, man? What am I supposed to like? Oh look, my girl's on her period. Let me go and bless myself. Is that what the fuck you talking about? What are you talking about?
From bloodtham, blood. See blood as a noun. Originally a blood sprinkling on pagan altars.
So you telling me that certain Christian crusading is talking about we got to get rid of the pagans, and you going around talking about you blessing people? Stop it. That's that 50 Cent shit right there. Like, you're making fun of Ja Rule because he's singing. Ain't it funny? Okay, cool. You made fun of Ja Rule, but did you not come out talking about I got the magic stick? You're singing too. What the fuck? You're fucking singing too. I'm so sorry. Y'all remember that G Unit mixtape? Maybe I
Absolutely.
myself. I'm just saying. Do y'all see that shit? It's contradictory as fuck. All right, read. I gotta use the little Moor's room. Go ahead, read. I'll be right back.
This word was chosen in Old English Bibles to translate Latin benedicere and Greek eulogian, both of which have a ground sense of to speak well of, to praise, but were used in scripture to translate Hebrew berk, to bend the knee, worship, praise, invoke blessings. L.R. Palmer, the Latin language, writes, there is nothing surprising in the semantic development of a word denoting originally a special ritual act into the more generalized meanings to sacrifice, worship, bless. And he compares Latin immolare, see immolate. The meaning shifted in late Old English toward pronounce or make happy, prosperous, or fortunate by resemblance to unrelated bliss. This meaning, invoke or pronounce God's blessing upon, is from early 14C. No cognates in other languages related, blessed and blessing. So we see that they decide around 14 that it needs to be something different.
Hold on. By resemblance to unrelated bliss. So it actually
it's ambiguous.
It's ambiguous, huh?
Look at, hold on. Let's click bliss. It's because it said it's unrelated by resemblance. And so it looked like it resembles bliss, but it's not. In other words, it ain't, it's
ambiguous.
It's a knockoff. The word bless is a knockoff of bliss. That's why we say have a blissed day. Let's see what bliss is. Are we correct for saying have a blissed day? Let's see. What is bliss? Who wants to read?
Bliss is a noun, Old English bliss, also bliss, merriment, happiness, grace, favor, from Proto-Germanic blitzju or blitzu, source also of Old Saxon blitzia, bliza, from blitz or bliths, gentle, kind, see blith, plus to, noun, suffix, originally mostly of earthly happiness. And later,
you there, bro?
Can you hear me?
I
can hear you.
Okay.
We're all still hearing them, right?
Originally, mostly of earthly happiness.
You guys still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes.
And can y'all hear me?
Wait for Brother R to come back. Then
we can hear him. We can hear him.
Hold on.
Okay, he's back.
Okay, you hear me now, bro?
Yeah. You're back.
Okay.
Go ahead. Finish reading, bro.
All right. Everybody can still hear me. You were like the only one. I don't know what happened. But in later,
so it was me then.
Yeah, in later Old English of spiritual joy, perfect felicity, come like Spanish felicita, like Feliz Navidad, right? Felicity, the joy of heaven. It has been influenced by unrelated blessed.
It has been influenced by that. I beg to differ.
How is it unrelated and only one letter is different and it's a vowel which is interchangeable?
So pronounce or make the meaning shifted in late English, in late Old English toward pronounce to make happy. How you shifting meanings, motherfucker?
Every letter is the same, but it's unrelated.
Because they wanted to reconstruct.
Exactly.
Pronounce or make happy, prosperous, or fortunate by resemblance to unrelated bliss.
It's really something. And I, sometimes when I'm talking to people, because my daughter, like, we named her Bliss. And so it's like, wait a minute, now that we know better, everything is now bliss. But when you try to tell other people, and it's just kind of like, well, she has to constantly let them know what her name, what her appellation is, because people don't understand that the real thing is still within the tone of the word.
Absolutely.
And even I try to help people, or I try to like not fall for the sis and all of that, but it's difficult when it's so many people programmed that this is what you're gonna be.
And just to go back to bliss now, let me move forward. When bro read this, right, I just want to point out a runic letter. When you guys see how this D with the cross is right here? You guys see that? And right there, it's called a runic letter, RUNIC. And it's pronounced with the TH diphthong, like you're saying the. It's pronounced with the TH diphthong. So if you ever are reading etymology, you see that. Or it's another letter that has the same TH diphthong sound. It looks like a P and a B together on top of each other. That has the diphthong sound to it also. Just wanted to put that out there. That's why it says when it says bliss or bliss, right? That's why they gave you this right here, because they're letting you know that runic letter too is related to the TH diphthong.
And
just wanted to point that out.
And the one that's in bold burgundy.
Right, Blythe. Let's see what Blythe is. I mean, this seems way fucking better, man, than fucking blood sacrificing and shit. Way better.
You gotta say like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, blissy. Blissy. No, you stop, man. But look, there it is. There's that runic letter. See it? Told you it looks like a P and a B. Got the TH diphthong, just like this D with a cross. It's called runic letters. So study the runic alphabet and see what the enunciations are. You know what I'm saying? And then people are like, "Ooh, you mean like casting runes when you're doing, what do they call that shit? When you're doing some type of mancy, some you're doing some type of divination." It's like, look, get the fuck over yourselves. All right, like, please just get over yourselves and just get familiar with the history and the law, so that you can know what things are and what things aren't. You know what I mean? So you can have some fun with that, right? They use it again here too. They use the runic letter that has the TH diphthong, looks like a P and a B on top of each other, right? So there we go. So that's what that is. Where were we? Where did we leave off at? Okay, cool. Constitution, right? That's where we are, right? So that's why I was. And look how we went into just off the word blessings. Do you see how our studies? That's why I said this one's gonna be quick, because I know how we get. Pertaining to freedom and justice to ourselves and our posterity. Posterity is, your descendants, the children, the heirs that come from mother's womb. They do ordain, which means they do put in order and establish this Constitution. Article 1, origin and purpose of mind rulership, or ruling the mind, because government comes from the Latin gubernaculum, which is a rudder pertaining to a ship. The rudder is like the fin in the water that helps to turn the boat when you turn in the helm, that wheel with like the handles on it, you know what I mean? So that helm is attached to the rudder. And so the one actually turning the helm of the ship is the governor, thus governing the boat. And that gubernaculum is the rudder in the ship, right? Or at the rudder at the bottom of the ship that's helping to steer the ship. So the origin and purpose. What'd you say?
Oh, okay. So I thought of like an idea. So basically, if let's say the United States is like a boat and the people or the citizens pertaining to such, right? Or like their minds are like the rudders that allow the boat to move a particular direction.
Yeah, that's why this is all because
Or even the legislature.
Basically, so what they're doing is let's cast this hypnosis in this general assembly. So we're gonna all come together and have a seance and call it a general
That's
assembly.
probably the only way to tame so-called human being, right? Because you gotta hypnotize them because they're born free and they're not gonna be with none of that, oh, I'm under your thumb shit. You know what I mean? Naturally, people don't feel like they need to be under people. The only reason they might feel that way is due to the hypnosis, the lack of knowledge itself.
Hypnotize minds. This, bitch, that. Oh, that's kind of how I see it, bro. I promise you, bro. It's like the legislature of these corporations are like the most horrible 3-6 mafia ever. Like it's mobocracy is the point of it.
Right. It's
right.
Like Pelosi's husband there.
I know, right?
A whole lot of gang shit, right?
Yo, when we looked at fucking Nancy Pelosi, yo, her husband was on the fucking when we looked at that State of the Union shit. I looked right at him. I said, "Oh, he's mafia. He's like this whole spirit just looked like it." I mean, no disrespect. However, at the same time, mafia wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the Moors near what they call Italy or Sicily. That's why they call it Black Hand. So they wouldn't even be able to have that if it wasn't for Moors. I'm not saying I agree with the shit. I'm just saying my man actually it just looks like it. You know what I mean? Forgive me.
He looked like he came out of the mob museum. You know, they got a mob museum in Las Vegas.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, respect your ancient foremothers and forefathers. You know, remember, you wouldn't even have what you have if it wasn't for us. And respect that. Period. It's no, oh, well, he's talking like this. He must sleep with the fishies. Shut the fuck up. Because you wouldn't even have that if it wasn't for us. You wouldn't even have your pale skin if it wasn't for us doing those experiments at Patagonia. Stop it.
You're
welcome. All right. Section 1, all government, all rulership pertaining to people's minds, pertaining to right, originates with the people. Hey, is founded upon their will alone. Oh, there it is. Remember we asked that question earlier? Can somebody have sex with you if you don't consent? And Samiri was like, hell no. That was her response. And then Brother R was like, now say you withdraw consent while you're in the act of sex. Can the guy just be like, other guy? Can the guy be like, right? Because I'm just saying like other person, but look, can they be like, no, bitch, I just thought I didn't bust this nut first. They can't be like that. They can't do that.
You already consented.
You already consented.
Can't take you back.
Yeah.
You can't be like that. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho, with that being said, it's like, yo, are you fucking kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Like, please, let's just really stop. So, will alone. So, if you're not willing, you can't be forced into somebody's county prison who's actually under state statute. Just because they're the county, oh, that's county. We don't have nothing to do with federal. That's bullshit because the state is based on federal and your county is based on state. It's like a fucking babushka dog.
Bro, I swear I'm going through my old documents right now because I was looking for something and I seen an old federal document and it was Cam Fehrenbach's bitch ass. And I'm going to call him a bitch because he's a bitch. And I already called him and I got him on this one case, an active case right now that's in the appeals. He says the stupidest shit. While I'm looking at this old document I got here, this idiot says that a traffic case is based on state law and does not have anything to do with federal.
He's a dumbass.
I'm like,
dumbass.
Interstate commerce?
It's right, which is under the Secretary of Commerce, ultimately, right? So,
and Public Law 89-563. I don't want to hear nothing else.
So Cam Fehrenbach, You're the donkey
So
of the day.
remember, I told you, bro, when he popped up as the magistrate for my case against the power company, I immediately said, bro, I've dealt with this guy before. And I went back and looked at all the cases and I could not find it. But I found the paper, actually the document. So now I'm gonna look up that case after this and see why did they hide that case, because they quoted 3 cases trying to say I was a frequent litigator that was basically disrupting the courts or something like that. However, they didn't quote that case in which he was a magistrate from the past, because
he's a frequent administrator unlawfully. So
yeah, he's a frequent traitor. So
he needs to be disqualified. Hashtag disqualified Cam Fernback and any other magistrate or judge. Because guys, we're showing you how to look at how something's constructed. So that means, like, even if we look through this Constitution, right? Okay, look, just real quick. All right, let's just get through it. And is instituted to protect the rights of the individual. That's still just tough for me to see that individual. And for the good of the whole, right? Because individual is still a corporate fucking term. Its only legitimate ends are to secure justice for all, preserve peace, protect the rights, and promote the happiness and general welfare of the people. The rights enumerated in this article are inalienable by the state and shall be preserved inviolate by the state. So they just said, man, if y'all need a Louisiana State Republic or any other state can, utilize these principles and what's being said there. And never forget Article 4, Section 4, pertaining to the North American Republic Constitution for the United States for America, right? You have what's called full faith and credit. So you could take this near the Louisiana State Republic and utilize it near any other fucking state. Oh yes, that's how full faith and credit works.
Or you could even find the joiner that actually says the same thing in the other
in
state.
That so-called state. Yeah, so you can take this, and if you're near the Maryland State Republic, find out what they say in the Maryland State Republic, which has a much older state constitution. Like any of those so-called original 13 colonies have much older so-called state constitutions, and you can find their charters and shit. And then you'll be like, hold on, because these 13 are based on Guyana Shagoa, the Great Law of Peace. So everybody else is just mimicking. They're fucking franchises.
Right.
That's it. You see what I'm saying? And no, the state isn't all of the land. The state is only certain buildings that they're utilizing to perform their functions of public office, to do their trade or business. So you guys stop being a part of slavery.
Because if that was the case, they would have built a wall around the entire boundary.
Flat out. And
they don't have there's none of the so-called states have a boundary all the way around them.
No, they can only have a boundary where the brick ends, where the brick and mortar ends of the building within which they're doing it. So when they talk about within the state, that's maybe like the seat where the so-called governor sits his ass or her ass.
That's why when you walk
where that's happening, what'd you say?
That's why when you walk in their buildings, like to go to court, the first thing they try to do is hand you some paperwork so that they can say you got served in the state.
Correct. And that's bullshit. Like, hold on, I didn't consent. That's why when Malika showed that video of that magistrate saying, if I thought no one had jurisdiction over me, I wouldn't even get up out my bed. And that's why we don't show up to court venues in the physical, or really on Zoom. I'm telling you, if we show up to some Zoom shit, we're really just coming there just to have fun. It's only just to say some shit on the record that they're gonna delete, and we like, its ears is gonna listen. So why don't we just say some shit to make people, damn, why do you say that to me? Because you guys need to stop thinking that these people have say-so over you, honestly. Because if it's on the county level, the superior court is the one who has the last say-so on how to district the county board, which basically the court is saying, this is what you can do, county board. Like on the state level, the Supreme Court of the state is the only one who can redistrict the General Assembly. So when people are trying to evict you and stuff like that out of your apartment or your house, for example, think about it. Is that where the county board meets? Do they have their sessions there? Is that where the General Assembly has their sessions? Okay, so if functions of public office aren't being performed in your fucking living room or where you lay your head, Can't nobody evict you. And even HUD on the federal level says that is illegal and unlawful because there must be a due process hearing according to 42 United States Code 1437 DK. And guess what? Guess what? We still not trying to get in your purse or your pussy, and we're telling you everything that you need. But we know some of you are dumbasses, and then you got to spend 2,000 to 10,000 notes in order to have this information. You are now a dumbass. Stop being a dumbass, right? So anyway, let's move forward. You know, so yeah, all your Don Kilams, stop going to these people. Look, I got gold fronts. Stop that shit. Stop going to these ginger looking ass motherfuckers. Stop
His ass, every time I see him, he make me think of the Joker.
Every time I see him, I just laugh.
Yeah, he reminds me of I think a Chucky.
Yeah, like a cross between a Joker and Chucky.
Like, I think of Chucky. I'm not gonna even lie. Screw him. You lucky I even said your sucker ass appellation just now, bro. Like, seriously, you're a piece of shit. Including like people that are selling packages. Like, you know, I mean, Moors are Moors. I get it, man, but not all Moors are going to get along. You think I get along with what Yusef L and Jonah Bay's bottom line is? We're actually go. You do know what Seven Hill Star presents? It really it smashes all that shit. It smashes it. I don't know why you people that bought these packages from these people don't go back with this shit and be like, hey, are you telling me to go and register with the state so that I can be back under the governor? So you're actually doing what Prophet Noble Drew Ali said. You're that Moor wearing a turban and or a fez, right? That is really selling me back into slavery. How in the fuck did you do that? However, that's one portion of it. The other portion of it, that you even went to these motherfuckers in the first place. You should be doing your own due diligence and studying, knowing these things. That's why I enjoy going to lawful living, because the whole thing, even in my mindset, is I'm thinking like, man, these motherfuckers can't talk to me. They have no jurisdiction. That's what Malika's whole thing is. Why are you talking to me? If there's nothing on the record that says that I consent to these activities, to get oath of office pertaining to these activities, or have an autographed certified statement that says I agree and consent to these activities. If that doesn't exist, it's war.
Yeah.
The people are so docile, they're not carrying, you should be carrying a machete. When somebody goes, you're not doing this, just chop their fucking head off. They're quieter than pistols. They're already silenced. They
don't have a serial number.
Yeah.
Not traceable.
Not interstate commerce on its face.
What'd you say?
I said not interstate commerce on its face.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, more start walking around with fucking scimitars on their hips and shit. And then, you know, you get ran off the road by a policy enforcer. As soon as they approach your will, just step out with the scimitar. Oh, no. Maybe you should ask them first. How may I help you with your emergency? Because my land conveyance isn't on fire and I didn't call you. License and as soon as they don't even let them get out registration, just chop their fucking head off and then put it on a stake somewhere on the highway.
so that their loved ones can put elephants and all type of teddy bears and shit by it.
Talking about this song's dedicated to my homies in that gangster. They're gangsters. They really are. They put on the uniforms, shiny pieces of metal. They be like, faux life, FOP. Folk life, actually. FOP, they're folk life, right? Anyway, I'm being facetious, but at the same time, I'm being fucking serious. Because this is the mindset that our ancient foremothers and forefathers had. You couldn't do certain shit on the land without Wayan Senecop, who they called Powhatan, who is Mataoka's father, who Mataoka is called Pocahontas or Rebecca in the Bible. 9 times out of 10, your ass was getting scalped. You even breathe wrong, look wrong, do some shit wrong. And it's just been years and years and centuries of not scalping motherfuckers. Now, I'm not saying be violent. I'm saying we're for peace and not destruction. I'm saying you need to get back into that mindset. And how you're going to do it is with the pen. You got to scalp these people with the pen. You got to hang them with their own words. Like they try to hang you with your words, right? Anything they say can and will be used against them, then do that. Mirandize the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just sidestep and let them fall on their own sword.
Okay, cool. Hold on, let me slide to the left. Hey.
Crisscross.
Can you relieve the screen share?
Hey, yo. Everybody clap your pens. Literally. I'm being facetious in how I'm saying it. At the same time, I'm being serious. And those of you that really comprehend this shit, you know what I'm talking about. Do not be enamored and hypnotized by the fact we're joking how we're joking. Fuck all that.
Am I screen sharing now?
You know? Last thing I'm gonna do, right? I'm glad we looked at this or whatever, you know what I mean? So you guys can go and do your own research, those of you that are near the Louisiana State Republic or anywhere else. So this is what I really want to do here. I want to go to this statute real quick, and I'm just gonna move forward. I want to find that person thing defined, right? Oh, look, look. RS 1:8 is in harmony with United States Code 1, subsection 1.
What is it? R what?
RS 1:8 is in harmony with 1 USC 1. One gender may denote others. This is why see, they got that trans shit. Words used in one gender apply also to the other genders, except as otherwise clearly indicated by the context. That's in harmony with 1 USC 1 as far as the United States Codes is concerned. See, when you really start,
I think they all kind of have that same comprehension on them as far as all the statutes. It's always like may is discretionary, shall is mandatory, the feminine words also imply the masculine, all of that.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. However, that's within their club, which, when they try to use their club rules against the common, normal, regular sentient beings, this is why the sentient beings need to know how to utilize this shit against them. All right? Person defined, unless it is otherwise clearly indicated, the word person, quote unquote, includes, which means only. Includes is also the word enclose and only. I promise you that's what includes means. Includes doesn't mean like, and also, no, includes means only. Don't get it fucking twisted. Includes is enclose. So that means only within this scope. A body of persons. Time out. We already know that person. You know what? It would be so cool for us to find person just by statute alone, where it's really saying corporations and all that other shit, firms, associations, and individual, which is a sole proprietorship in my eyes, right? Whether incorporated or not. What?
So you mean to tell me my unincorporated DBA?
Hey, yo. In other words, you can do what you do. You can have your own means of having services and products, and you don't have to register with the state, right? However, if they think, oh, you doing business over here, you got to be like, Fresh Prince talking to Ashley in the first episode, in the pilot episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Back up, mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business. That's kind of how you got to be with that. I'm so serious. Like that's how you gotta be, because these people are going to assume jurisdiction over you. They're going to assume they have say-so and the right words to speak over you. And that there is some more Hogwarts bullshit. Right? Fuck your spells that you're casting, right? And this is why we need to look at these things ahead of time. Don't just be like, yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get pulled over by the police or the sheriff. No, this is why we were speaking on mission preemption. And even it's said plenty of times when Malika's sharing that, we need to be preemptive. We need to just take this, what we're studying, and then be like, dear sheriff, I see that your duties and powers are in statute, blah, 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 blah. And it clearly states that you can only blah, blah, bliggity, bloop, bloop. And your deputies also. My question is, where do you derive the authority to do evictions when it actually shows that that's not your powers according to federal law? Because even though you're within the county, you're hired by the county board, which is within the state, and the state must give effect to the federal. Are you abrogating by practicing not being in harmony with due process according to the HUD secretary? I know that's probably a one-page. That's probably a one-page letter. I'm serious. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying that that's all that's got to be
Close
said.
it close it with a fist, though.
What you say?
And close it with a fist.
Close it with a fist.
Okay, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Right? Okay, so just wanted to look at that. Let me exit out of this and look at some more of these titles real quick. Let's just go back here, look at some of these titles. I know that the table of contents was showing us, when we go over here, we saw the revised statutes, Louisiana Constitution, ancillaries, Children's Code, Civil Code, Code of Civil Procedure, so you can learn how their courts are running and shit like that. Code of Criminal Procedure, that's cool. That's very good of them. Code of Evidence, House Rules, Senate Rules, Joint Rules. Way to go, Louisiana Corporation / state republic type energy that you're giving off. That's not bad, because this is good for those of us that really know how to use this shit, right? Oh shit, some sovereign citizen shit. Look, see, because they're really the sovereign citizens, right? Because a citizen is a business, right? So state sovereignty. Let's read that. Section 26. The people of the state have the sole and exclusive right of governing what? What does that say? What does that say? Governing whom?
Themselves.
Son of a bitch. That's I'm trying to tell you, man, that's some backfiring shit right there. Somebody knows how to use this. As a free and sovereign state. What?
Are you a state, Hasan?
Like, I mean, the only state that I am is I'm in my own state of mind pertaining to whatever the fuck it is I think that I don't have to disclose to anyone, technically. So, and do and forever hereafter shall, mandatorily speaking, right? Because shall is mandatory, mandatorily exercise and enjoy every power, jurisdiction, and right pertaining thereto, which is not or may not hereafter be by themselves expressly delegated to the United States of America in Congress assembled. Whoa. What the whoa, the fuck the whoa. And may not hereafter be by them, by the people who are governing themselves, expressly delegate to the United States.
You can't tell the people something different than what the people think about themselves.
That's what it's kind of sounding like. It almost sounds like you have no jurisdiction over people that are governing themselves freely. However, it's saying like the people of that state. So you already know this state means within the bounds of the building where the state operations are happening.
Exactly.
So you see that building right there on the left? If that's the state legislature building, it's only happening. That's it. That's Louisiana State right there. That building is the state of Louisiana. That's it. Everything else is hypnotic, imaginary, SpongeBob bullshit. Imagination. That's exactly what it is. You guys need to comprehend that. Don't believe anything we're saying. Please, please don't believe us. Please go and challenge it and try to find where we're flawed. Oh, please do it. I invite you. I really do. Challenge it. Right? And then you'll see like, holy fucking shit, they were right the whole fucking time. We know. So anywho, let us now, I think this is where I'm gonna hit this one right here. Right. And that was state legislature. That was state legislature too. So let's come out of that. So yeah, man, that's pretty cool to actually look at or whatever. Oh, that's the Louisiana Constitution. Looky, Astro Cookie. Okay, so this is what I want to do. I'm gonna come back here then and look at the revised statutes. Look at that. Okay, cool. Even though they have freedom of, look at all that stuff though with Constitution. Though. Hold on, let's do this one more time. Right, you can go into, remember we talking about governor. Should we find real quick where it says that only the governor the governor can only command the military? Look, governor, man, this shit, bro, we're really good at this shit because we're finding this with no fucking
I know
issues.
it's like, oh my goodness, they've not hit any of this. This is really awesome. You don't have to go through all that mess that I got to go through in Mississippi, I tell you.
Okay, well, that's what I said. That's what we did. What was that, Thursday night? We was kind of going over that, but when we found what it was with Mississippi on LexisNexis, that shit turned out to be same thing. So look, the executive authority, right? So the governor's powers and duties shall be the chief executive officer of the state, right? He shall faithfully support the Constitution and laws of the state and of the United States, and shall see the laws are faithfully executed, not some statutes, codes, and policies. Y'all see this shit here?
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the county or city ordinances say or the state statutes. If they're not in harmony with the state constitution or the United States Constitution, right? Which is really the North American Republic Constitution for the United States, for America. If it's not in harmony with that, it's notwithstanding, meaning it's unconstitutional, right? But I want to see where it says it should, because that whole chief executive officer, see, if you don't know that chief executive officer also means commander in chief, if you haven't really studied government, and you know that the presiding officer of the executive branch, the president right now, according to people's imagination, is Joe Biden, right? Joseph Robinette. Robinette. Oh, that's such a girly name. Joseph Robinette, right? Biden. So he's the commander in chief, which means he's commanding the military. So that's a clue that the governor only commands the state military. Wonder who that is, right? Or when the military is there, that means he's like, okay, now the military is here, you're under my command. Okay, cool. Let's see. I want to actually see where it says, you know what I mean? Because that's really it. That's saying commanding the military right there when it says chief executive officer.
Bro, you good on time though?
Yeah, I mean, we can go to what we need to do. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. And then yeah, bro.
Commander in chief, right there.
There it is. I knew it was somewhere. I didn't even see this shit. This is my first time going through Louisiana's stuff too. So guys, don't be like, you already know that. No, I don't. This is my first time even doing it. I didn't even do it in practice before hitting live. It's my first time.
Well, you knew it was gonna say commander in chief, just didn't know, because normally it's way above that.
Correct. So the governor shall what?
Be commander in chief of the armed forces of the state, except when they are called into service of the federal government. So they only have powers over the militia.
Yeah, and that could be the police, state police too, if it's state police. But those armed forces that he has command over, they can only police themselves. They can only police their executive
membership.
Yeah, legislative and judicial members.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, so we're done with this. That's good that we showed that. That's great, right? So let's let's exit out of that, right? And Brother R is gonna go. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Oh, I know one thing I wanted to look at, right? What county? Look, I did what Lene did. I put county. Is Kenner. Okay, there we go. Jefferson Parish. It's called Jefferson Parish, right? Okay, cool. So this is what I want to do. I want to find Jefferson Parish ordinances. Let's click on Jefferson Parish. Hey, look at that. Let's click on Jefferson Parish, because obviously it's not called a county, it's called a parish. Look at that. That sounds very churchy, like when Bobby says, right? Right? So this is amazing. Government. Looky, Astro Cookie. Do we see their fucking, oh, there it is. There's the code of ordinances, but where's the actual general ordinances? That's what I want to see. I want to see the general ordinances. Am I missing it? Because the code of ordinances is something a little different. But let's see. Let's just fucking see. Let's do it, since they're making it so easy for us. Right? Parish president. You see, even the parish, the county has a fucking head. Look at it. Look, and it's on library.municode.com. I told you guys, I can't make this shit up. It's a pattern, and I'm telling you, this is what we go over in the jurisprudence gym, right? All righty.
Provisions.
Yeah, looky. Let's okay. Boom. Look, we can look at the charter too. Look, the powers of the parish. What's that? I want to know what the powers, which is like the powers of the county. The parish shall have all the powers, rights, privileges, and authority now or hereafter vested in parishes, parish governments, and parish officers, and in Jefferson Parish in particular, by the Constitution and laws of the state, which has to be in harmony with the federal level too, because we just read it. Do you see the one? You see the smaller doll inside the doll bigger than that, inside the doll bigger than that.
And you see, it's always, if they got to do something with statutes, they always got to do something with the Constitution first. That's why I keep saying this. I'm not going to stop saying it. There's no way you can be held to be obligated to uphold a statute without first taking an oath to uphold the Constitution. So if you didn't take an oath, how in the hell are they telling you to sign documents at the DMV's office saying you're going to uphold some traffic statutes? You first have to uphold the Constitution, because you can't even talk about statutes until you get past the Constitution first.
Period.
And we shouldn't even be talking about the Constitution first until we're talking about treaties and those contracts entered into before, pursuant to Article 6.
And look what's in harmony with Article 1, Section 8.
Levy and collect property taxes, service charges, special assessments, license charges, fees, and other revenue.
Because that's all being a part of a city, county, state, or federal, whatever. It's only about
all
that.
Business.
It's all trade or business, and levying, collecting taxes, imposts, insights, and duties.
So that means
excises and duties. That's
so
it.
that would
That's
mean,
all.
so are they not lying? Are they not lying to these business owners, quote unquote, who are registering their businesses with the state and telling them that they're private business owners? How are you private business owner, but you're getting taxed by the government and regulated by the government, and all your information about your corporation is public?
They don't know that. They don't know that. Hold on, I found some definitions. See, we just looked at the charter. Code. The code, or this code, means the Code of Ordinances, Jefferson Parish, Louisiana, as designated in Section 1.1. Okay, like right here. Like, okay, got you. Right? Look, ditch, gender, joint authority. Right? What's that? Giving a joint authority to 3 or more persons or officers shall be construed as giving such authority to the majority.
That makes me wonder. That makes me wonder, how are all these street dudes that follow the street code going to jail? Like, you're not under city ordinance code, you're under the street code. Why don't you tell them that?
Exactly. But again, they don't know that. And that's why they don't see that if you're going to jail and you didn't hurt anybody physically, what's being said is you're a federal agent. I don't give a fuck what you think. That's what the fuck is being said. You're an agent of whatever county jail you're in. You're the agent of that county, that state.
Mm-hmm.
But since you don't know how to study, you don't know how to read, you're just going to keep chasing the Federal Reserve notes, and the Federal Reserve notes are only supposed to be handled by Federal Reserve agents making advances to the Federal Reserve Bank. Title 12, United States Code 411. And I bet you don't have documentary evidence that you're doing that, right? Any users, let me stop my screen share, bro. Going on the 14th Amendment, bro. I yield. I really yield. I think I did what I need to do there. I yield.
What are we looking like with time?
Knock it out real quick, bro. I didn't even know it was that late because I do need to get. What,
Yeah, I can just get in real quick because I know they were pressing for time. But this is Cornell, right? Law.cornell.edu, 14th Amendment. All right, it says all persons born or naturalized in the United States. And those who study with us already know that means a federal area. However, what I wanted to bring up was this Black's Law Dictionary definition of person, right? Right here. And it says a man considered according to the rank he holds in society with all the right to which the place he holds entitles him and the duties which it imposes. But what we're going to focus on particularly is right down here. This is still the definition of person, right? Just going down a little bit.
Where's my
And right here. Corporations are persons, as that word is used in the first clause of the 14th Amendment. Wait, didn't we just look at it?
Word.
All persons. You might as well say all corporations born or naturalized in the United States. But people was like, well, we can use it as
because you can't be born in a piece of paper.
You can't be born. Yeah, I mean, and again, you're not a corporation. So all corporations born or naturalized in the United States. Check it out. Also, real quick. Oh, it was right here actually. Boom. This is the congressional record here, the proceedings and the debates of the 90th Congress First Session, Volume 113, Part 12, June 12th, 1967 to June 20, 1967, right? Pages, we're actually starting here at page 15,641. It first states, the 14th Amendment equal protection law or tool of usurpation, right? Mr. Pryor, Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that the gentleman from Louisiana, funny, we're talking about Louisiana, right? Mr.
Yo, we can't make this shit up. I promise you we didn't rehearse this. That is so
I know.
beautiful how it says that.
I know. Mr. Rarick may extend his remarks at this point in the record and exclude extraneous matter. The Speaker pro tempore, is there objection to the request of the gentleman from Arkansas? There was no objection. Mr. Rarick, Mr. Speaker, arrogantly ignoring clear-cut expressions in the Constitution of the United States, the declared intent of its drafters, notwithstanding, our unelected federal judges read out prohibitions of the Constitution of the United States by adopting the fuzzy haze of the 14th Amendment to legislate their personal ideas. To legislate their personal ideas, not to legislate the laws of the legislature.
The fuzzy haze, though.
Yeah, the fuzzy haze of the 14th Amendment to legislate their personal ideas, prejudices, theories, guilt complexes, aims, and whims. To the cooperation of intellectual educators, we have subjected ourselves to accept destructive use and meaning of words and phrases. That goes back to the whole, statutes without definitions are like ships without rudders.
Ambiguity.
Yeah, exactly. And the ship without a rudder is subject to be blown by the wind anyway, if the wind feels, right? Causing all sorts of damages upon the rivers of life, and change values to alter our traditional thoughts. We have tolerantly permitted the habitual misuse of words to serve as a vehicle to abandon our foundations and goals. I think they're really speaking to the word person here, because as we've seen in the Black's Law Dictionary, it actually means corporation, as used in the first clause of the 14th Amendment, right? So let's see here. But interestingly enough, wait, did I skip that? No. Thus, the present use and explanation or expansion of the 14th Amendment is a sham, serving as a crutch and hoodwink to precipitate a quasi-legal approach for overthrow of the tender balances and protections of limitation found in the Constitution. Wait, hold up. I thought they were protecting your rights by saying this. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Means it has to be a residence. That means you have to claim it as your residency and be using it as business place or a place where you do business, right, in the state. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges, immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Or didn't they already say to not deprive anyone of life, liberty, or property without due process of law in the, let's see, right here, right?
Listen,
to be secure in your papers or in your person's, houses, papers, and effects from unreasonable searches. Like all of our rights were already covered. This is for corporations, or I mean, this isn't particularly for us, but anybody who has rights that derive from nature that are embodied in the principles of this Constitution, because the rights that are secured here are not created by this document. The rights pre-existing were written and into this document. So back over here, boom. But interestingly enough, the 14th Amendment, whether ratified or not, was but the expression of emotional outpouring of public sentiment following the war between the states. It's obvious.
They have a temper tantrum.
Yeah, they was tripping. It's obvious purpose and intent was but to free human beings from ownership as a chattel by other humans. Its aim was no more than to free the slaves. As our politically appointed federal judiciary proceeds down their chosen path of chaotic departure from the people's government by substituting their personal law rationalized under the 14th Amendment, their actions and verbiage brand them and their team as secessionists, rebels with pens instead of guns, seeking to divide our union. They must be stopped. Public opinion must be aroused. The union must and shall be preserved. Mr. Speaker, I ask to include in the record, following my remarks, House Concurrent Resolution 208 of the Louisiana Legislature urging this Constitution to declare the 14th Amendment illegal. Also, I include in the record an informative and well annotated treatise on the illegality of the 14th Amendment, the playtoy of our secessionist judges, which has been prepared by Judge Leander H. Perez of Louisiana. The material referred to as follows. H. Con Res, right? House Congress Resolution. Something like that.
Sounds like it.
A concurrent resolution to expose the unconstitutionality of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States, to interpose the sovereignty of the state of Louisiana against the execution of said amendment in this state, to memorialize the Congress of the United States to repeal its joint resolution of July 28, 1868, declaring that said amendment had been ratified, lies, and to provide for the distribution of certain copies of this resolution. Since we're pressing for time, I'm going to just jump over here.
So it's House Concurrent Resolution. Got you.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's what I was wondering what that was.
All right, it's long.
All right, so then let's just get to the vegetables. We're not gonna say meat and potatoes. We can get right to the veggies. All right.
Get right to the veggies.
The 14th Amendment is unconstitutional. Jesus Christ. The purported 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution is and should be held to be ineffective, invalid, null, void, and unconstitutional for the following reasons. The joint resolution proposing said amendment was not submitted to or adopted by a constitutional Congress. Article 1, Section 3, and Article 5.
Christ.
And Article 5 of the United States Constitution, which Article 5 is telling you about amendments. They're not meeting the qualifications for amendments. There it is, Article 5. Read it on your own time. Boom. The joint resolution was not submitted to the president for his approval. Wait, don't it got to pass House, Senate, and the president?
Yes, yes,
The president never even got to look at it. That's Article 1, Section 7. The proposed 14th Amendment was rejected by more than 1/4 of all the states then in the Union, and it was never ratified by 3/4 of all the states in the Union. Article 5 again, the 2/3 right here. 2/3, got to be 2/3 of both houses. So 2/3 of the Senate, 2/3 of Congress.
Jesus, Bruce Lee Christ.
It didn't pass anything. It didn't pass anything except for over the heads of the people.
Say that again. But anyway.
the unconstitutional Congress, right? The U.S. Constitution provides, Article 1, Section 3, quote, the Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state. Article 5 provides no state without its consent shall be deprived of its equal suffrage in the Senate. The fact that 23 senators, what's 22 divided by 2? It's about 11 and a half, right? So we're talking about 11 states worth of senators had been unlawfully excluded from the U.S. Senate in order to secure a 2/3 vote for adoption of the joint resolution proposed. The 14th Amendment is shown by resolutions of...
Correct. So adoption means that it doesn't have an enactment. If it lacks an enactment, adoption just means like, hey, look, man, we just gonna do this shit regardless of we know we're not supposed to do it, but we just gonna practice this shit. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Lastly, this is the last thing I'm showing in this a wrap. Divine.
Shout out to Epic Studies. I think that's Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey. Peace and greetings to you, Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, for Epic Studies. Brother Derek Blash Bey, Islam to you. Epic Study says, brother, he says that Hasan Ghaziel Bey, peace and love, bro. I consider all to be well with you, Islam. Yes, it is. Alexander, Dr. Alexander Dix is in the chat also. He says, let's get it. Amaru Connection says, what's wrong with Indian, quote unquote? Indian is in the law. You find American India on the map for me, right? And then I'll change my correction. However, you need to read Title 25 of the United States Code, subsection 5304, and you will see that Indian, as far as dealing with America, because some idiot was like, we're going to call them West Indians because they look like these Indians over here. And even the people near the river Sindh is where you get Hindu from, Sindh. And since Sindh is not even what the people call themselves, because at least they call themselves Hindustani, I think, you know what I mean? But even before Hindustan, Sindh is the river by which they were. They were near that river Sindh, which is Sindhu, all righty? And it looks like they took the H and U and then called it Hindus by just changing up some fucking words or whatever. But anyway, with that being said, so stop listening to hazy rods out there. Because guys, you need to get this. I'm gonna say this for the record. Dr. Naila Gilliam, Dr. G, she just has different people on there to cater to you numbnuts. Because most people aren't solid. You guys aren't solid with just being more Shamir, which is all you need. All you need is Prophet Noble Drew Ali and Charles Mosley Day. All you need is RV Bay Publications and Lawful Living and Seven Hill Star. However, you got to remember, people are trying to stay relevant. You know what I mean? I don't think many donations, is no disrespect to Dr. G. I don't think many donations come through to House of Reawakening Minds. It was just Moorish American stuff. So that's why you get hazy rods, smoking black and milds and shit, sounding, stupid. Like a fucking idiot. So don't text my phone talking about, hey man, I'm watching Rod Hayes, what you think? I don't think. I don't give a fuck about him. Because he's a part of the fucking problem. I don't care if you're his nephew, his brother, his auntie, you're his mama. Your hazy rod is a black and mild smoking idiot.
retard. He be lying like a motherfucker too. People don't see that shit. I don't know what's wrong with them. Anybody gonna hustle their ass. If you don't see these idiots online or hustling you, you're gonna step outside your door and come home empty pockets, empty everything. They're gonna take your girl. They're gonna take your
But
house.
some of these people are still niggers in their mind. Pardon me, dirty Moors in their mind.
Well, then
Right,
that's their
Prophet
teacher
Muhammad
right
said,
there.
don't call them niggers, call them dirty Moors. What'd you say, bro?
Well, then he's their teacher then.
Well, at the end of the day, that means that Dr. G, when it's not Brother Taj or Seven Hill Star in there, just kind of look at it like, you know, when Don King would promote other fighters that aren't Mike Tyson. You know, look at it like that. And again, that's no disrespect to Dr. G. I get it. When people have a podcast and stuff like that, they gotta keep things going for the people. It just gets the people going. However, since we're in honor, I don't subscribe to any of that. They don't have a L or a Bay, and they don't really sound like they really know what they're talking about. You guys are gonna have to recognize that no one's doing in the Moorish movement what Seven Hill Star is doing. You're gonna have to get over it too. Because we're not saying we're better than you. We're saying that we're in honor. And usually everyone else is in dishonor. So I don't care if you like your consulating generals, idiots. Sharon Tracy, yeah, idiot. But fall of the Moriscos, idiots. They're all idiots. I don't care if you like them. Call them. They might be on your speed dial. If you wanted to, you could have been invited them so I can tell them right here on Zoom, hey, how you doing? How's Idiotville going for you? I don't give a shit about those people. When I actually know, we sat here and studied and continue to study. When November hits, the end of November hits, this will be my 9th year in taking nationality and birthright seriously. You think I give a fuck about some post-2018 people that come up trying to, oh, I'm going to show you how to correct your status. I'm going to show you how to fix your credit. Oh, this is how you discharge debt. So what? So what? Yusef has L at the end of his L is his title. Cool. So what? Jonah has Bay as his title. These people are selling you into slavery. And we're proving it right here. Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. Some of your favorite your Moorish superheroes, authenticating the birth certificates. And shouldn't be. I don't care how much you think they resemble Doctor Strange. I don't care what you think, how avenging that Moor is, or any other Moors. How about those Moors that are telling you it's take $250 to join and have access to their documents and shit? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You're Moorish American and you know better. But look at what you're doing. Well, since the people think like this and the people need this way, then I don't get it. Is that not treason? Who disagrees with me? Please speak now, forever hold your motherfucking peace. Because you better come with some credible shit to disagree. Because I'm pretty sure I can trump your disagreement.
Facts, knowledge, and evidence.
You ever play spades and the motherfucker had the big joker, little joker, the deuce, and the ace? And then they had no motherfucking clubs. Literally, because I'm not a part of a club. You only get 13 cards. 4 of them is the top 4. If you playing, the deuce is a trump card too. Is you serious? Really? And I got the ace and king of diamonds and the ace and king of hearts. Are you kidding me? That's 8 out of the 13 cards. The other 5 is what? None of them are clubs. I'm cutting that shit. You hear what I'm saying? I'm not a shit talker. I share what we study and then challenge you to go and challenge it. And upon you challenging it, it will relieve you from the fuck shit. And now the knowledge is yours. It's not just, oh, well, Hasan and Ara and the rest of the brothers at Seven Hill Star, brothers Corey, brother Sean, and brother Terrell, those brothers are really sharp. They're blah, 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 blah. No, that's not what we're doing. We're just consistent and we're in honor. A lot of you Moors will try to, oh, well, that shit on RV Bay didn't work. Let me go over here. And then you get fucked. And now you're like, help me, Moors that study at RV Bay Publications. Help me. Why? You abandon the platform. But we all supposed to stick together. I don't give a fuck. I'm not sticking together. Yeah, brother, but what you know about this popular Moor here that be reading with these Moors at the highlighter or with that appellation, they should be really good at astrology. And do you guys recognize that 7 Heel Star is internationally recognized for astrology too? You think I'm bragging? I'm not bragging. We are doing the fucking work while everyone else is looking to see let me see if they do it first, what happens to them. Shut your coward ass up. That's some coward talk. Where the fuck is your backbone? We're showing you this shit. The pen's mightier than the sword.
Just over the couple of days, I started reading how do you say it? The Guyana
Shagoa?
Yes. And I see exactly in terms of that leadership and where legislature and all of that is going. And I'm grateful for the university access as well, because I've started going over some of those documents and I listened to the conversation. I mean, it was just like beautifully put. The conversation with Know the Ledge and Dr. Taj, Taj Trey on it.
Yeah, that was from 2011. Because Know the Ledge, I think
that was good.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I be putting stuff that I was studying in my first year, all in Prophet Noble Drew Ali University, and I don't be asking for nothing. I don't ask for nothing because it was given to me for nothing. You see what I'm saying? That's why I barely put my Cash App up in certain shit. Unless you come in for a service or product that we do. We do accept donations you guys want to donate, but we don't even be hanging that over your head for real, because if you really a good-hearted man, you know what I mean, you'll do what you gotta do. However, you ain't gotta feel guilty though while you doing it. You see what I'm saying? So if you can do what you can do, then donate. Other than that, what the mother's talking about is because that's who really gotta solve this shit is the mothers. How many sons are out there adept as fuck sharing this information? Well, as you can see now, it's really only Brother Taj and 7 Heel Star.
So I homeschool as well. And I know that I've shared that before, but I mean, it really makes me want to throw everything on these 2 or 3 cases of books that I have, like really throw them all away, like everything, and just start over with the truth. And it's like everything that I'm doing with my girls, it's like, okay, we're going to do a turnabout. We're not doing this anymore. This is what we're going to stick to. And so the astrology stuff for them is coming. It's coming.
And what you'll see, it's so funny. Did you really? I'm not going to say what's there, because then people are just going to want to go and be a part of Prophet Noble Drew Ali University because of that. And it's like, stop it. But did you see in that astrology folder some of those other folders? If you actually open them up, then you
and I was listening to the one where you were challenging the Baltimore Astrology Association. Did you ever get that file?
No, these people aren't. They're trying to figure out, why am I going so serious with certain stuff? Most people don't give a fuck like that. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, if you check some of those other folders, there are some things that I give freely that can be used on your computers. that's all I'm not going to be specific. All I'm saying is if you're sincere, just know that if you could download everything from that drive, the fucking internet shuts down. You're straight. You got all my law dictionaries, all my astrology stuff.
Yes, I saw that. I'm excited, man. You have just really, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm ready for my mirror.
Indeed. Oh, you already know. You can handle that on them. Well, I think everybody has my number. You guys know the number is 443-376-8764. That's the Google voice. Don't be afraid to say who you are when the voice asks you, say your name or whatever. I wish you said like say your appellation or whatever. But yeah, so that's so people can reach me internationally. And even that, right? The Mirror AstroLiteracy session is 153 units. Hey, I go, brother. I'm about to yell, so you can go in on this.
You good, bro?
The Mirror AstroLiteracy session is 153 units in lieu of lawful money, and it's actually worth $9.90 because 7 Hill Star. Not only are we certified professional astrologers by our own free national press, however, yes, Baltimore Astrology Society was the first place that I ever went and witnessed things because they were literally 450 feet from my front door in my neighborhood, where they meet in one of the mansions around where I domicile. Well, where I have doms. So then there's another one, actually one of the largest organizations for astrology that I'm actually a member of, and have gone there on a scholarship, full ride. And what I recognize now is that, yeah, we are internationally now recognized after doing our own free national press certification. Now we're recognized internationally. And then at any given time, I remember the last, thing that I went to on their Dozier for Turkey. It was like a multicast. It was somebody presenting from near Australia, on their Dozier from Turkey, and then the vice president for this major astrological organization, Maurice Fernandez, right? And so everybody's presenting all at this one time. It's like 1:30 post meridian near Australia. It's like 5 a.m. near Turkey. And it's like 6 or 7 p.m., for us here. And at any given time, we're just sharing one over our concepts on astrology or looking at different things. And a lot of people there didn't even have access to the Encyclopedia of Astrology or the Encyclopedia of Medical Astrology. And as I'm sharing the post, I'm just seeing people that becoming part of Prophet Noble Drew Ali University near Turkey. Just off of me being like, hey guys, and maybe you're missing this, because people were presenting, asking questions pertaining to medical astrology and don't even recognize that we have that. And the reason I even have access to that, because I was given the hard books by Mother Rashida Bey, the last founding member for Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs. So shout out to Mother Rashida for even giving me the hard copies of these books and a lot of other Rosicrucian books that I have. Now, I'm not a part of the Rosicrucians, even though they meet in the same building where I saw Baltimore Astrology Society. So it's stuff going on around you guys. And what I didn't do, I'm not chasing the bag. I wasn't trying to be cool on the block with people. I never gave a fuck like that. I always wanted to know what was going on with government. I went to a humanities-based high school. Baltimore City College High School is a humanities-based high school. Graduated 2002. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the stuff that I always put my mind on, this is why we do what we do. I have fun with this shit. However, I'm doing it not to be like, nana boo boo. I'm doing it because I'm like, yo, this y'all shit, yo. And if we all get this together for real, like we all could be peacefully here. And eventually some of these corporations will either get their shit together or they will be non-operative. But Islam. So with that being said, I yield to my brother Aura Muaba Bey. So yeah, I think kind of a Khalil, really Royal Yoni, really Royal Yoni. Okay, that's really funny. Like my pussy is majesty. Okay, I got you. Majestic vagina. Okay, anyway, peace to the chat. She's Royal Yoni says Khalil L is just looking. So good for you, Khalil. Slim Herbin, he's here with us in the Zoom, but also in the chat says Islam, peace and love. I had to go to YouTube. It sounded muted on Zoom. Cool, no worries. Mother Janelle Blash. I think we can hear you now, though, Slim, honestly. Mother Janelle Blash L, peace and greetings to you. Tyro Bay says Islam, not to panic when they shooting them at you, right? That's shooting situations, I think, at that time. Speaking of, Antonio Bay says, Islam, kindred, peace, and love. Tyro Bay is laughing. Also says, yeah, we have parishes down here. So that's obviously the Louisiana State Republic, because Tyro Bay was the one that suggested, I think, last Sunday, that, right? Thanks to my brothers and sisters that shine the light on Louisiana Republic, bullshit, Islam. Yeah, indeed, Terrell. Mother Sahara, peace and greetings to you also. Sunshine L says facts with laughter. Brother Derek Blash Bay says facts. Mother Sahara says 100. Sunshine L says, Hasan, do you guys speak on precious metals like silver and gold? I keep silver on me just in case in an emergency, because I already know that one silver dime it trumps all fiat, actually. It really does. JM says, Brother Hasan, if one is not on Instagram, how do you get hold of the information? I can put that in the chat. I can put the link for Prophet Noble Drowley University. It's usually in the descriptions too. You guys got to check the descriptions of some of these videos. I think I'll put Prophet Noble Drowley University in there also, since you're on YouTube. But maybe I'll post that now. I yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we're well pleased, Brother Ara Mawaba Bey, Islam.
This is the divine warning by our holy prophet Noble Drowley, right? This is the divine warning for the nations with an S, right? So he wasn't just talking to one nation. But if you look here under where the title starts, the word Negro deludes in Latin language to the word nigger, the same as the word colored, deludes to anything that is painted, varnished, and dyed. And every nation must bear a national descent name of their forefathers, because honoring thy fathers and thy mothers, your days will be lengthened upon this earth. These names have never, Negro, Black, and Colored, never been recognized by any true American citizen of this day. Through your free national name, you are known and recognized by all nations of the earth that are recognized by said national government in which they live. The 14th and 15th Amendments brought the North and South in unit, placing the Southerners, who were at the time without power, with the constitutional body of power. And at that time, 1865, the free national constitutional law that was enforced since 1774 declared all men equal and free. And if all men are declared by the free national constitution to be free and equal, since that constitution has never been changed, there is no need for the application of the 14th and 15th Amendments for the salvation of our people and citizens.
Man, Prophet Noble Drowley is the man.
Look at him. Look at him.
Like,
Mirror,
y'all stewing out there if y'all really thinking like this is a game or some belief system stuff, guys. That's not what the fuck is happening here. This is the history and law.
They thought it was a joke till they heard it from the officials.
They thought it was a joke and unreal.
So they heard it from the officials of the world, right? Of all the governments.
Yeah.
This is the only sole foundation for the Asiatics
to be American citizens. So any of you ashy emperors out there talking about your state citizens, or any of you USAR people, we're state nationals. Shut the fuck up. Like, seriously. Because you're actually against the prophet, and it shows. You're like a blaring hot pink neon sign that says, I'm a hypocrite. I don't fuck with the prophet. That's exactly how you sound. That's exactly how you sound. When the only thing to be is in full honor
and full life.
Continue to assist Prophet Noble Drowley. That's what we do. That's what Brother Hasan is doing. That's what Brother R is doing. That's what Brother Corey does and is doing. That's what Brother Sean is doing. That's what Brother Terrell is doing. We're assisting the prophet to carry out this mission and to bring our people back into the constitutional fold pertaining to government.
Yeah. Get you to think you'll save yourselves.
So you're a free national, you are an American citizen because your free national government has a constitution, like Brother R just read, that says you're free. So why are you seeking to apply on an application to do any 14th and 15th Amendment activities. Makeseth no sense.
Or why are you trying to apply the 14th Amendment to try to save yourself from the thing?
You should not be doing that. You won't catch the 14th Amendment in my writs, I tell you that.
No way. But yeah, man. Levels and degrees, right?
Say that again.
I said levels and degrees, right?
I mean, yeah, bro. I
You?
what the fuck are we supposed to do here, bro?
Yourselves?
What are we supposed to do? You're welcome, JM. You're welcome. Right? I guess when you click that link or whatever, when I see the email or go to my email, I'll just add it in there. I'll just hit make you a viewer so you can be a part of Prophet Noble Drew Ali University, right? It's funny how this is probably the only university and the tuition is click the link. I'm so serious. Click the fucking link and sincerely study, right? Any questions, comments, and or suggestions? Anyone in the chat? Anyone here on Zoom? Questions, comments, and we thank you, Mother Samiri Ra L. We thank you so much for your kind words. Also, and just continuing to study because Mother Sa, she's legally attractive on Lawful Living, so she's definitely there at Lawful Living. Every Tuesday and Thursday, right along with us, you know what I mean? And the other 97 people that help fill up.
I know. We don't even be on there 10 minutes and can't nobody else get in.
That's why I said we get in how we get in, and we just be like, all right, yo, we got our slot. Seriously. Because I be telling some of the bros, I be like, yo, now, get in now. Like for real. Then I send that link for real. Slim, you got anything to say there, brother? Do you care to share your appellation? I know Slim Herbenage is what you're using, but have you chose your appellation?
I was going to choose it as Dawood.
Say that again.
I was going to choose it as Dawood.
Got you. Dawood. It means beloved. Correct, okay. Dawood. And it would be Bey for you?
You said what now?
Dawood Bey?
I was going to add some more to it. So, you know what I mean?
Okay. Go ahead, brother. I didn't cut your wisdom. Go ahead. Say what you were saying.
Oh, could you send me the link to Jurisprudence Gym?
Yeah, you talking about for Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not a problem at all. So you don't have to set your alarm clock though. It's 3 Eastern, right? It's 3 post-meridian Eastern, 12 noon Pacific when it's happening. So let me go and get that link for you. Go to my Lawful Living notes. Are you a part of the Telegram also?
Yeah, I'm on there.
Did you join? And you joined Lawful Living too?
No. Just send me the link. I'll definitely patch back in with you.
Yeah, okay, indeed. Well, lawfulliving.com is where you guys can go. There is a troll toll. You know what I mean? It used to be like last year when I joined, it was you just made your email and passcode and you were a part of it. However, with that being said, let me go to Telegram. I'm about to send it to you via Telegram. Boom, right? So you guys join Lawful Living. There is a troll toll. I think you got to give like 2 notes just to be a part of it. But the reason it's a troll toll because sometimes people just come in the Lawful Living and they want to, just spout their their bipolar energy, their manic depressive energy. They just want to, you know what I mean? And instead of just, being serious about standing on your square, right? Just to be respectful in terms of that. So with that being said, okay, that was my other laptop over here that logged out, so it's all good. So with that being said, guys, it would just behoove you just to be sincere. If you're still working out some of this mental issues that you have due to you not doing things you used to do for the last 2-3 years, oh, I had to be forced to suffocate myself and people want to inject me with nanobots. Like, that's because you didn't know that you had the right to govern yourself. You thought you had to follow something else or be a part of something else. And it's not cool. However, with that being said, you guys know I have to go on, Nicolette, go on, get to getting. Any other questions, comments, and or suggestions? Fulfilling the Prophet's Legacy, JM says. 20 notes, I signed up yesterday. JM says they signed up for Lawful Living yesterday. They used, so it's 20 units. Okay, that's cool. And then you guys know, you know what I mean? You check to see how to donate for the other classes that aren't quote unquote open, or as it says on the website, public, so to speak, not statutory public. However, there are some, people like, oh, well, I need to fight this traffic ticket. Well, traffic blocking is something you have to additionally donate for, and don't be rude. Don't be like, well, I donated 2 notes. Why don't you let me in? Happy trails to your notes. That's what you're going to have to say to that one. Like, seriously. So I would suggest, and this is not Malika's suggestion, but for me, it's like either you give 400 units in lieu of lawful money for all access. All right. Or at least 35, 40 units per class. That's not public. So you're dealing with traffic, cool. Send 40 units for traffic blocking and let them know, hey, look, I sent this. Can you add me in the traffic block? And make sure when you send the Cash App or PayPal, you put for #traffic blocking, for example. Or, oh, I'm dealing with somebody trying to take my children. Send a donation, #cancel CPS. All right.
And make sure you put your username in there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She does say put the username too, and you're on whatever your username is on Lawful Living. She does say that also, right? And so you guys got to take your time to read. Sometimes I know our britches be on fire, like, help me, please, they're trying to do this to me, help me, please. And it's like, don't be like that, because you're gonna find yourself needing to go back and start over. I guess what we'll do also, we'll put our Cash App here. You guys want to make donations, we'll make sure I put that there. All right, you guys can donate via Cash App to our Astrology Street. I know, like JM said, JM across the pond was like, well, what I want to do if I want to send a Western Union, like, I mean, that's always possible. You know what I mean? I have people that can accept Western Union for me in different locations on the land, and then they'll send things to me accordingly or whatever. That's just how that goes for me, because I move around a lot. I'd be doing some traveling. So with that being said, let me think. I think that's everything. That's everything. Any more questions, comments, and or suggestions? All right. Well, Cash App's there in the chat on YouTube if you guys want to. It's not obligatory. You're not obligated to. However, you think this is really helping you and you would like for us to do more. And like I said, usually it's split between me and the bros, honestly. Usually, to be very honest, all the bros be like, nah. You know what I mean? Keep it. And, you know what I mean? So then I'll split, because my bro always says to me, I split with Brother R. So I know that's none of y'all business, but this how we do, man. We ain't on no fuck shit. We ain't talking about, you know what, girl, why don't you just be my third and second, my second, third, and fourth wife? You just take on the Ghaziel Bey name. Oh, man, there's so many people out here pimping with more science. It's horrible. However, are there any other questions, comments, and or suggestions going once? Questions, comments, and or suggestions going twice? Questions, comments, and or suggestions going thrice? We'd like to thank you all for joining us on AstroCivics Sunday 17. I know I need to go and edit the title, so forgive me in advance for that typographical error. Even though it is Do Ye Consent Part 3, make sure I change that to 17 there. And guys, remember, check the description and things of that nature. I'll be doing some editing, but I'm about to start traveling. And then once I get to my destination, I will actually begin to tighten things up as far as the website is concerned. I mean, as far as the YouTube is concerned, and make sure it's all good for you. Other than that, though, no questions, comments, and no suggestions.
Yeah, I just wanted to add real quick.
Go ahead, bro. Do you think?
Based on the spirit of the title and all of that, if you did not consent, tell them to get up off you. Islam, I yield.
Basically, straight up, flat out. Share this with your loved ones, guys. You know, I know a lot of people are, finally paying attention to certain things. And I know it's very rare for Moorish Americans to, to a lot of people, just be straight up and share and tell the truth about things, right? It's kind of tough. So What it is
Mother Marie, what document were you referring to about putting in the chat?
Oh, you were the one that you were reading about person?
Oh, the Black's Law Dictionary, or?
Nah, it was a congressional record.
Oh, the one about the 14th Amendment.
You're the host, bro.
Yeah, the one about the 14th Amendment.
You can close on out, bro. Islam, peace
Okay.
and love. Love you all.
I'll close this out in a second. Let me just put a document up real quick. All right. So actually, if you want to write this down too, or you could go back and watch it again.
Okay.
It is the proceedings and debates of the 90th Congress. It's the first session, volume 113, part 12, and here's the date. And here's the page number that it actually starts on is this one right here, 15641.
Ain't that in the library?
It should be, yeah, it definitely should be in the library. And a quick, I just did a simple Google search. I put proceedings and debates of the 90th Congress, and it popped right up. You just want to make sure it's volume 113, part 12, right? Or you're going to be in the wrong spot. And as long as you memorize this page number, you'll be good.
15641.
And then here's the year, June 13th, 1967. But I am going to put this in chat real quick too.
So 90th Congress, volume 113, session.
First session.
Okay, first session.
First session, volume 113. But here goes the link. Yeah, 14th Amendment is unconstitutional. So let me know when you got it, and I'm gonna just go ahead and close this out.
Okay, I got it.
All right, Islam. Peace and love
Peace,
to everybody,
peace.
all the mothers and sons that attended or will see this in the Times to Manifest. We appreciate you all. Islam. Peace and love.